Hey guys, Andrea Sims with Divine Sound and Lighting and For School Dances Only. Today I want to show you how to map a APC Mini to Show Xpress live and trigger scenes with the APC Mini using or through live. I'm going to be doing that with two versions, 6.33 and 7.163. I know they have an updated version, but there's really no difference between the two when you do those. The only difference between the 6.3 version and the 7.163 is that the older version you won't be able to assign lights. In the newer version you will be. There may be some other differences, but I know that for a fact that is pretty much the only difference between the two. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Basically, with the APC Mini, you have 8 rows of 8 for 64 keys or buttons, and then you have 17 function keys or buttons, and then you have 9 fader controls. For my setup for this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use. I'm going to use my setup. Basically, I have mine set up with some stickers across the top that shows where what I'm going to be using. I have my up lighting, my truss lighting, my mirror ball, strobe, UVs, and moving heads. Also, with my fader knobs, I have my Hurricane Haze 2Ds attached to, programmed to the fader control, and then I also have my elation camera with the pan, tilt, zoom, and warm white and cool white LEDs on the front assigned to these 4 faders. So and what's really cool is the fact that I can adjust my fader knob to control the output and the speed of the haze that comes out of my fixtures. And I'm going to do that with the older version and show you how to do that. It works the same with the newer version as well, and with the Mac, what I'm about to show you as well. So I want to throw that in there as well. Basically, if I have this down set to the down position, that's 0 with no fan speed, and as I move it up, the fan speed moves higher and higher, or faster and faster, with the increased output of haze as well. So the top represents max output and max fan speed, and the lower position represents 0 and 0. Pan, tilt, and zoom are basically warm white, cool white, are pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. One of the things you need to do is just take the USB cable that came with it and set this, connect it, and plug this in here. Pretty simple to set up. Just take the USB cable, the USB side, and stick that into your computer. You should hear a connection. There we go. It's connecting and loading the drivers, I believe. Once it's connected, we're going to open up Show Xpress, and we do have version 7.163. as you can see. It should show again, and I'll basically show you where you can find that version. You just go to Help and then About, and it should bring up that version 7.163. Alright, so we're going to go over here real quick, and I'm going to activate my 3D, and then I'm going to turn on my 3D viewer for you guys so you can see what happens. This is the setup that I have for this particular for the more particular scenes that I'm going to be using. And we're going to, let me make sure trigger. We're going to program a couple of, let's see, we're going to program my UVs for this tutorial, and which will be these 4 buttons. These 4 scenes that I've selected, that I've created within my Show Xpress and dropped into live. So if you go to my 3D viewer, I'm going to show you what my 3D viewer looks like. So if I press that button right here, it'll be full on. You can see my UVs are they're pointed in the wrong direction, but it just basically shows you the scenes that I have in there and here's a fast strobe, and here's a pulse, a slow pulse, and here's full on. So we're gonna program those for scenes in live to these first four buttons on the APC Mini. And to get started, what we want to do is we want to right click the scene or any scene that you want to program, and then go down to button trigger right there, select button trigger, and then a dialog box is going to pop open. I'm going to bring it over here. Now this dialog box should say button trigger. We're going to go down, it says keyboard, date and time, MIDI in, MIDI out, and then DMX. We're going to select MIDI in, and once we select MIDI in, it should be black and not gray. Then we're going to click this button over here on the right here, and click learn. Then we're going to go to the APC Mini and select the button that we want to assign that light scene to, and when we select it, it's going to assign it a channel and a data sequence number. So when I hit this button right here, it should assign it a number you should see pop up right there. I'll hit it now, and as you see, it assigned it a channel and a sequence number. Once we do that, we click apply, and then you can go to that scene and you can see that it's been assigned a MIDI controlled channel and a sequence number. We're going to go ahead and do it again. We're going to assign this one, and we're going to right click it and then go down to button trigger. The dialog box is going to pop open, and let me bring it over here. We're going to go down to MIDI in and select that box. We're going to go over and click learn, and we're going to go to the APC Mini, and then we're going to select the button that we want to assign it to, which is this one. And when we press it, it's going to assign another channel and data sequence number. And you see that it did. Select apply, close out that. Then we're going to go and do the other two. Once again, you're going to right click, then go down to button trigger. The box is going to pop open. Once it does, we're going to go over here and select MIDI in, and then we're going to select learn, and then we're going to go to the APC Mini, select the button that we want to assign it to, and then hold the button. It should assign a number, and it just did. Click apply, and that's pretty much it. We're going to do this one more time. Find the light show or the light scene that you want to program. Right click that scene, then go down to button trigger. A green check mark is going to pop open for the one that you know you're going to program. You're going to go over to this dialog box and select MIDI in, click learn, go to the APC Mini and assign that button, or select the button that you want to assign a scene to, and it should assign a channel and a data sequence number, as it just did. Once that's done, click apply, and then you'll see that you just assigned all those light scenes a button and pretty much a channel and a MIDI control data sequence number. So if I go to my APC Mini, let me pull up my live real quick, or my 3D viewer. I can select a button, one of these buttons, and it'll show you as I do that the light scenes have been assigned. Too easy. That. Alright. Now, in order to, the next step that we want to do, we want to go ahead, and what we want to do is we want to assign colors to these buttons. So with my APC Mini, I have all my buttons arranged so that whenever I select a button, it's going to go green. You can use one of 6 colors. Those colors are red, green, and yellow, and then red blinking, yellow blinking, red blinking, green blinking, and yellow blinking. So there's red blinking, green blinking, yellow, and yellow blinking, which are the 6 colors you can use. You can assign them any different way that you like. I typically go with whatever color that I'm using. When I press it, it'll go green. You can, some people do blinking. I'd like green because it shows what's active as the go. Green meaning go, like I'm going forward with the scene. So to get that started, we're going to start off with this one again. So we're going to program all 4 of these keys. I have these keys. I'm going to color these keys yellow, and then when I press them, I'm going to color them green. And to do that, we're going to go to the first one that you assigned, or anyone. Right click that scene, and then go down to button trigger. Select button trigger again. It's going to show a green check mark. Let's drop this out of the way, and then the dialog box is going to be here. We're going to go down, and right where it says MIDI in, you should see where it says MIDI out right there, and we're going to select MIDI out. Once we select MIDI out, we're going to come over and we're going to select this button called Clone MIDI In. Select Clone MIDI In, and these 2 numbers, data and data 1, should both be the same once you do that. And then if you don't do that, it's not going to assign that button a color. So you just, if you have that problem, make sure that these 2 numbers are the same. The data and the data 1 is the same. And you can do that by selecting the Clone MIDI In. Once you do that, you got your data on, which represents the number when it's not pressed, or the color when it's not pressed. So I'm going to choose 1, and when you select it, it goes to whatever color you want, and I'm going to choose 5. Once I choose my colors, you just got to play around with the numbers between 0 and 6, or 1 and 6, I believe. I think it's 0 and 6. So you can go anywhere between 0 and 6 here and 0 and 6 here, and you can figure out which colors or which blinking colors you want to assign that color, the color to that particular button on the APC. So I have 1 is, I know 1 is yellow, and then 5 is green with this, and I'm going to have my, once you have your color selected, just click apply, and then you won't see it automatically, but what you need to do is just activate the button, and it should go to that color, and then once you select it, it should go back. So when I select the color, when I select the button, it should go green to let me know that it's actually active, and then once I tap it again, it should go back to the color that I originally assigned it. And you can see here that it's actually showing, and I'll bring up live so you can see that it actually triggered that scene. You can see that, and it's pretty responsive too, and that's me just tapping it on and off, on and off. So I'm going to go ahead and assign the other 3, and basically we're going to go right here. Let me pull this down, and then we're going to go to the scene that we want to assign. And where's it at? This one. We're going to right click it, go to button trigger. It's going to make a green check mark to let us know that's the one we're about to assign a color to. Go to MIDI out, right there, MIDI out. Select MIDI out, go over here and make sure you click Clone MIDI In. These 2 numbers, data 1 and data, should be the same. We're going to assign the colors. I'm going to choose 1 and 5 again, and data off represents now data off, it's actually kind of backwards. So when you press it, data on means what it is when it's actually not being used, and data off means, basically stands for what it's going to do when you press it, when you activate it. So like I said, my colors are yellow and green. I want to select apply. Once I have my colors, go to the button, and once I press it, it should activate that, and it should go green. Then once I deselect it, it should go yellow, And I'm going to do that again to show you what that looked like. I'm going to go here to the live and pick the scene that I want to assign a color to. Right click, go to button trigger. Once you do that, go to MIDI out, select MIDI out, and then click clone MIDI in, select your color. I'm going to use 1 and 5 again, and 5, and then click apply. Go to your APC, press the button, assign it, make sure it works. Alright, and they all work. One more. Go to the scene you want to assign a color to. Select, right click and select button trigger. Check the box for MIDI out. And then go over and select clone MIDI in. Assign your colors. And click apply. Go to the APC Mini and set it up. And now it's done. Now here's a trick. Once you get all those done, they all do work. You can all press them all simultaneously, 2 at a time, don't matter, so on and so forth. Here's a neat little trick. Say you have some light scenes and you only want one light scene to play at any one time. What you can do is go up to the top of the light scenes that you have, right click in this big bar area right here, and you want to click solo buttons. So what that does basically is that whenever you select a scene, so I'll select this scene and this scene is playing, and when I want to change that scene, and what I would usually have to do is press that button again to turn it off, but it never to go to the next scene. And I would basically, it would look like this. So I would have a scene that I want to select. I select the scene, and then when I want to do another scene, I just press that button and then go and press the other button for the other scene to activate. Well, with the solo button enabled, what you can do is it will only let you select one scene in this whole section right here at any one time. So if I select this scene and I decide to change my scenes, I can now select that scene, and this went inactive and this one active. So it happens for any one of your scenes that you have loaded in live with the solo button selected, with the solo option selected, which is a great option. So remember that. Make sure you right click up here in the top and then go to let's see, you want to go to solo button, right click solo, right click, and then go to solo buttons, and then just make sure it works, and you're just going to go through and select that scene that you want, and it'll change the scenes for you as you select your what's the name. Okay, and that pretty much concludes how to assign a button to the APC Mini using version 7.163. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop those down in the comments. I'm going to move on over to the second part, which is the 6.33 version. And I'm going to show you how to assign a fader and assign the buttons as well with the 6.3 button. With the 6.3
Okay,
now we're on the second part. We're going to use version 6.333. And basically it works the same way. We're going to take the APC Mini and we are going to plug it up to our laptop or a computer, like so. You should hear the sound. I just heard it. It's hooking up, and get my mouse out the way. Okay, now with this version I'm going to show you how to set up everything again, and I'm also going to show you how to assign a fader with one of your fixtures, be it a light fixture or a moving head or any type of moving head fixture, or just any fixture. You can dim lights, or you could use your lights as a kind of like a follow spot with a moving head, or with your, like I said, your hazer or your fogger. The options are endless. One of the things I did forget to mention about the 7.163 version is that with the function keys here, you will not be able to assign multiple colors to the function keys. I believe it's just one color. So, and that's one color and one color blinking from my experience. I did assign some keys, some buttons, the color, and I tried to assign them two colors and it just wouldn't work. So I will tell you guys just to try it and to figure out what works best for you. You can assign these buttons to live or assign a light scene to these buttons. I actually have on the on both, actually the 7.163 and the 6.33 version, I actually have this light assigned as my blackout light. So in the event that any of my lights are playing, if I decide when the beat cuts in a song, or a particular song, I can just hold down this button and it'll cancel out all my light scenes and bring all my light scenes, or shut the dimmer off on all my light scenes for the duration that I have my finger on this button. And once I let off, they pick right up and within the section of the light scene that they were operating in. It actually looks quite nice when you do that. A lot of lighting designers, a lot of guys who use an APC Mini or the APC 40 or whichever version of the APC, when they use this or any other MIDI controller, will use a blackout light. It's real easy to program. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I've connected the APC Mini to my computer, and now I'm going to go ahead and open up Show Xpress. And again, this is the 6.33 version, and I'll show you which version that is. Here it's a little different because it's a little older, but you're going to go here and click these three bars and then go down to About, and then it'll show you that we're using version 6.333. So we're going to close that out. Now we're going to open up Live, and I actually took off some scenes so that I deselected some scenes so I could show you how to program them in this version of Show Xpress. I'm going to move this over here. Yep. And move this live scene over here. And there we go. And then I'm going to bring up the 3D viewer. Here is the 3D viewer. This is a scene that I've made within my 3D viewer that we're going to be using for this setup, for this tutorial. Now, to get started, basically what we're going to do is bring up the control board. Let me minimize this for a second. I'm going to bring up the control board, and in the control board we're going to click this three bars. We're going to go to where it says DMX MIDI patch. Let me clear that up for you. Right there where it says DMX MIDI patch, select that. It's going to pop up a DMX, it's going to pop up a patch for DMX and MIDI dialog box. I'm going to go over here where it says MIDI input, and yeah, MIDI input, and you should be able to see, this should be checked, enable MIDI input, and you should be able to see whatever device that you're hooking up, be it the APC Mini or the APC 40 or your NUMARK ORBIT. I do have a NUMARK ORBIT video. You can check that out as well, and how to assign that and assign lights to it as well. So just go back through my videos and you can find that, or I'll just drop it in the description as far as the how to program a NUMARK ORBIT. So it should be here. And once again, if it's not, you may want to check your connections to your computer and to the APC Mini itself, and make sure that everything is connected. And then close out Show Xpress and then open it back up, and it should pop up right there. What we want to do is we want to click Learn, and then we want to click the X to close it out. Now, to get started, we're going to, let's see, we are going to let's see. Figure out which ones we want to assign. Strobes. Okay. So we're going to assign. I'm gonna figure out which ones. I'll get it together here in a second, guys. Let me bring this up real quick. Okay, so we're going to assign. I want to do these. I think I want to do these UVs again. As a matter of fact, we're gonna assign. Let's do the. So let's just start with the. We're gonna start with the fader button for the hazers, for the Hurricane Haze 2D hazers, and to do that, let's bring up the hazer in here. So we're going to go here and we're going to look for a hazer, and we're going to see that it's not there. So we're going to make it, and to do that, we're going to right click up here and we're going to click Add Page. The dialog box should pop up wherever it is. Let me find it. And let me bring this down. There it goes. We're going to type in the word hazer. Put that in all caps. Hazer. Hit OK. And then it should pop up and register right over here, which it did. So the next thing we want to do is we want to add the light scene. Now that we made a page for it. So we want to add light scene, or right click and then add light scene. We want to find the hazer. Well, I have mine grouped in each different folder. So I want to click here, and then there's my one hazer scene. It's a pretty simple scene. It's on and off. Click open, and now we see that we've loaded a hazer scene in this page. So in order to use the hazer scene with our APC Mini, we're going to assign it to this fader knob. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the scene itself, and we're going to right click this scene, and we're going to go to, once again, button trigger. Actually, I take that back. We're actually going to go to fader button. So we right click and then go to fader button, and now we've assigned a fader up here. As you can see, we're going to drag that back and forth. But in order to do that, in order to make that work, we have to actually assign that fader button to this channel, to this actual knob here. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to right click the scene. We're going to go to button trigger. The dialog box is going to pop open. You're going to see 4 sections. We're going to go to the 3rd section marked MIDI. We're going to select it. Then we're going to come over and click the word learn, the box for learn. Then we're going to go to the fader button, or whichever fader or button you want to use. We can, in this case, we're going to use this fader. And all we're simply going to do is just push that forward all the way up. When we do that, we're going to see once again a number register here for the channel and the data sequence number. We're going to do that now. I'm going to push that up now, and you should be able to see it register. And if it doesn't, that means that we don't have the APC Mini connected. So I'm going to exit out of everything. I'm going to go here. Once again, you just got to pay attention and work this the correct way, and make sure everything is connected. So I've closed that out. I'm going to disconnect that. I'm going to connect it again. I really didn't need to do that. There we go. Now we're going to open up Show Xpress. And once Show Xpress opens up, we're going to go to the right and click and go down to DMX MIDI patch right there. And we're going to go to MIDI input, the tab for MIDI input. APC Mini should be there. We're going to click input with the learn, and then we're just going to close it out. Too simple. Now we're going to open up the live. All right. Once live opens up, we're going to go to the hazer scene that we were just at. And we're going to make sure that this works. So let me see. All right, so now we're going to assign this light scene to a fader. I'm going to right click that scene and then go down to button trigger. The dialog box is going to pop open. We're going to select MIDI right here. So check this box marked MIDI and then go over and click learn. Once we click learn, go to the APC and we're going to push this knob up and it should register a number. There we go. So, and I've pushed the knob all the way up. And once I do that, we're going to leave it alone. We're going to select apply so we can save that change. And what we can do now is I'm going to push this fader up to make sure it works. And when it does, you should be able to see that fader. That's a virtual fader right there. You should be able to see that fader knob move. See that? And it activated the scene. So basically when you're doing that, that's going to show that you're going to see the actual hazer spitting out haze, and the fan's going to be working to the desired position on this fader knob. And I'll do it again so you can see it activates and deactivates as I push it forward. Pretty neat, huh? Okay, moving forward. Now what we're going to do, we're going to assign some keys. We're going to assign these UV scenes to these 4 keys, these 4 buttons. And to do that, it's pretty much the same way. I'm only going to do 2. Basically, you go to the scene you want to select and then right click it and then go to button trigger. The dialog box is going to pop open, and then we're going to go over here and select MIDI, then click learn. All right, and then we're going to go to the APC Mini and then select the button that we want to assign the scene to. Press it, and then it will assign a number. Then click apply. All right. Then we're going to go to the next one, right click it, and then go to right click the scene, that is, go to button trigger. Once the dialog box pops open, we're going to select the MIDI button, and then we're going to click learn. Then once we do that, we go to the APC Mini and select the button that we want to select or assign the scene to. Select it, and it should assign it a number, as it did. Once it does, we're going to select apply. And now we've assigned those two to these buttons here. You can do that for all of these, for all 64 and these function keys as well. Once again, with this version, you won't be able to apply any light to the button when it's activated or deactivated. And I can show you that it works. I just press this button. I can press here. I can simultaneously press them, but you won't see any lights come up on here because this version does not support the data in and data out because it is the newer version. And that is pretty much it. Once again, here's the fader knob moving. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a question in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer it. I really can't think of anything else with the APC. I haven't had any issues with this. And you can run this wirelessly through whatever wireless setup you have. I do this all the time. Once again, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop your questions down in the comment section below. Also, as a note before I go, you can still also assign a solo button to each page on Show Xpress. And I'll do that here. And you just right click the page and then go down to solo buttons. And once it blinks, resets, you can actually press one and then press another, and it'll assign each one, so on and so forth, as it'll activate and deactivate the scenes as I showed you earlier with the 7.1.63. So it's pretty much the same. If you guys have any questions, once again, please feel free to drop your questions in the comment sections below. Subscribe to the channel. I'll also drop the link to how to assign, how to map your NUMARK Orbit to Show Xpress Live and trigger those scenes through the NUMARK Orbit as well. And I'll drop that down in the description below for you guys, so you can figure out how to do that if you desire to do that as well. It's pretty much the same way, except for a bunch of other colors with the NUMARK Orbit. Other than that, practice and enjoy, guys. My name is Andreas Sims for School Dances Only and Divine Sound and Lighting. Take care, guys. Peace.